ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರ ಶ್ರಮ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ 4 years ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ. 4 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ನನಗಂತೂ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಈ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಫೌಂಡರ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ತಡ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಈ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಮ್ಮ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಈ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಈ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎನಿಬಾಡಿ?
Yes. Any of the engineers would like to speak about Sevenchats? Any of the engineers, please, volunteers.
Volunteers, please.
Come on. Hari, Vishnu.
Yes. Vishnu sir, please. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ.
Vishnu was one of software engineers, primarily in testing and advising on the development. So he'll briefly walk us through the different functionality of Sevenchats. Yes, sir.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಸ್, ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್, ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಮನ್. ಇವಾಗ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಕಾಮನ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ posts, yeah, that's there. Even chat and group, I don't want like bore you with explaining those things. So what is public service links? So I will directly jump to public service links. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ from past 5 years we are facing some issues like so from past 5 to 6 years, so many fake websites are there. Maybe UIDAI, ನಮಗೆ ಆಧಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೋ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸರ್ಚಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ಚಿಂಗ್ won't be the genuine website. So that is why we mainly plan to implement that feature, that is public service links. So we will be posting all the we'll be having all the genuine websites that are verified from the government sources, and you can access those things. And some of the some of the websites very frequently you'll be visiting those things, and you don't want to just search every time you want to go there. So just open our application and you'll be having option where you can actually access that option. And social media andre just entertainment matra alla, namge news kuda beku. So you will be able to read news, just recent news also you can see, and there are so many categories. From there you will be able to read the news. Yeah, and then reward functions, I think it will be better if our CEO explains that. So he will explain that in after in the event. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದೊಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಪ್ ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸತತವಾಗಿ 4 ವರ್ಷದ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶಾಮಿಲಾ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಬಯರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆದ ಸೊ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೇನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. What's your name, sir? Nazir. Yeah, please.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, Nazir.
Audible to you? Clear? Thank you. So I'll talk about Sevenchats. So what is Sevenchats? It's a social media app. I hope everybody using other social media kind like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn and so on. So this is also something similar to that, but not exactly same. So we have different kind of functionality. I mean, like we have article, chirpy, events, forum, and shout. So whenever you are doing any kind of activities, I mean like chirpy, you want to go for a break, just shout. Hey guys, I'm going there for lunch, dinner, whatever. So that's also you can do small shout, and apart from that you can do a birthday celebrations and create events. So all those things are in order to create in other social media applications that you can do in Sevenchats, and lot more functionalities is coming on the loop. So this is one thing very interesting we have. If you do any kind of activities, I mean all those 7 posts, we have 7 signature functionalities posts. So in these, especially if you do any kind of activities, there you'll get rewards. So that rewards is not based on like just doing sending friend requests, you are not getting anything. But in Sevenchats, if you do a send friend request also, you are earning 100 points on that. Any kind of post, you are getting 50 points. Any kind of admin corrections, you are getting 10 points. Any kind of feedback, you are getting 10 points. I believe like I'm using social media applications I think 2004, and as of now I did not receive any kind of rewards from any of the social media app. And I believe like Sevenchats can give this kind of benefits to the users, and none of the application is giving this kind of features and benefit to their users. So I think I'll be proud to share this kind of features and benefits if you are getting. So this is something awesome for everyone. Thank you so much. With their head.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ನಜೀರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ನೀವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದ್ರು. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ನಜೀರ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮುಂಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ, ಈಗ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶನೇ ಇದರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು 7chats ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಜಾಬ್ ನ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸೊ ಅವರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಬ್ ನ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಿಂದನೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ 7chats ಆಪ್ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆದ ಆಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ 7chats ಆಪ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಈಗ 7chats ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡೋರಿದ್ರೆ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಎನಿಬಡಿ? ಎಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಸೀಂ ಸರ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಸೀಂ ಸರ್ಗೆ.
Wasim is our DevOps engineer and he basically give you some idea about the architecture of the application. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagat. So great welcome to all of you. So it's a very important day for us and for all the employees in Sevenchats, as our anchor rightly said that all those efforts that have been made in the background, so many efforts have been made, and today it's a very important day that we are going to launch this application. So as such, when anyone has that passion to develop some application, I don't think that any obstacles will come on the way. So I just want to share my experience with 7chats. I remember the day when I met Javed sir through my colleague Riyaz, and then when Javed sir was telling that you are supposed to launch this application on 1st of January.
21 January.
On 1st of January 2021. I could not understand anything because he is asking me to launch the application in 8 days time after me joining the 7chats. So the time for me to launch the application is 8 days. Then I tried to understand what should be the infrastructure for such a massive application. Then I spoke to Javed sir, I spoke to Riyaz, I spoke to Nazir, I spoke to Mozam, and I tried to understand what actually is the application and on what infrastructure is it sitting. What is the housing on which this application is based. Then we had one of the cloud servers, which is a very famous cloud provider. The very famous cloud providers are very few: Amazon, AWS, Azure, and GCP, Google, and now there are so many. Then the access was given to me, and when I checked, I found that this app which Javed sir had developed will not support the horizontal scaling. At one point of time, it will get saturated. The reason is there is something called monolithic architecture that was there some time back, and at that point of time, that was the latest technology that was there in the market, say 10 years back or 12 years back. So this was based on the technology. Then I had to somehow convince Javed sir, bring in a scientist who's there in AI, artificial intelligence, and he came in, and then we discussed, and then he asked me to put 4 sentences on the board that we usually see in our office. As soon as we enter, we have a whiteboard where we just. So I think that is echoing, it will disturb me. Please, if you can excuse me. Yeah, thank you. So I just wrote few points on that. I told Javed sir, the first thing that comes into the mind is security. How do you secure this application? I don't want to deviate from the topic because it's very deep, but only to give you a brief idea. I was just telling to Riyaz, Nazir the other day in office, I was just trying to tell them to to Vishnu and all. We just share the technology that is the latest in the technology, latest in the market. Basically, what the ethical hackers will do is they will try to enter into our system through any of the ports. Ports are nothing but doors and windows. So any theft they want to do or any destruction they want to make, they will try to find a way to come inside our application. So we call it as ports. We have to secure those ports. And the second thing is, every system, every device, every intelligent device, be it a laptop, be it a mobile, or any other electronic device, if it has to connect to the internet, then it will have something called MAC address. It is embedded in the hardware that comes with the device. So the hackers, ethical hackers, their target is this MAC address, because this is the device that connects to the network, and through network the hackers comes. There is no other way other than the network. First connectivity has to be established, then the data transfer happens. So what happens? All this data flows through the network, and there is a networking device. There is a what do you say? There is a networking card or a chip that supports the networking inside every device. In the laptops, we call it as Ethernet cards or Wi-Fi cards. In mobiles also we have Wi-Fi cards. So every networking device, whether you call it as a networking card or Wi-Fi card, has got a unique address. No two addresses are same. There is a MAC address that is on my mobile. It is not the same as your device. It's different. It's unique. With this, we connect. That is how cyber security also, they will track. They will track the data that goes out. They come, and how do they track? They come and hit the MAC address. And they take the MAC address and they will know who the owner is. So they will catch that owner. That is the reason these devices are so important. We cannot afford to lose it. Once we lose it, we should make sure that these devices are blocked. We call this internet service providers, from whomever we have taken the internet link, data link, we immediately call them and tell them, look, we have lost the device, it should not be misused. So what I'm trying to say here is, the ethical hacker will try to capture the MAC address, and through MAC address, this MAC address speaks to something that is called the kernel of the OS. And every operating system will have its kernel. So it will talk to that, and through that they will be able to destroy our system, the entire network, the entire application. So this is how ethical hacking happens. There are so many ways. There are so many ways of attacking, there are so many ways of preventing, but what I told is one fundamental rule, one fundamental protocol is they try to capture the MAC address, and through that they will enter to the kernel of the operating system. And operating system is the one that is taking everything. That is the base, that is the fundamental. When that crashes, nothing will work. So what actually happens is, first we see that okay, the OS is protected, then all that application is protected. So when I was just discussing with Javed sir, I think that was my first day. I joined Sevenchats and our server was hacked. Somebody had hacked into our server, and Javed sir is telling, look, I'm getting bills in thousands. Oh no, it is multiplying. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. Every 10-20 minutes it's multiplying. So we called them up and we told that somebody has hacked our servers, and those cloud providers immediately they acted, and they came to know that okay, this account holder is a sincere person. He will not use. There is nothing for him to use that. So they were able to track, and all that billing, all that they did not bill us for that. So what I'm trying to say is, when I joined, then we saw this application. This will not support horizontal scaling. At one point of time, it will get saturated. Take for example, we have a hardware. We have a very big server. Let us say it has got terabytes of RAM and multiple processors. It can process multiple requests. It can handle a lot of load. But at one point of time, it will get saturated because we cannot add more hardware into that. It's called vertical scaling. We put hardware above hardware above hardware. At one point of time, the motherboard of that server will not support multiple processors. There is a limit to that. It will get saturated. So there, we cannot scale. We cannot scale up. That was the architecture. We call it as monolithic, which Javed sir had adopted that when he built this application before me joining. So then we discussed what should we do. But this man has got a passion. He says, no, I want my application to be the best. All the money that went into that and all that development that happened, he said, no, I want the best. So then we just discussed, and then we got one of our architects, his name is Ravi Shankar. He was an old colleague of mine, so I discussed with him. Then he told, yeah, it is possible, but only thing is we have to write the code from the scratch. Again, we have to start writing the code from the scratch. So then Javed sir was prepared. He said, yes, let us go with that. So then the second innings started, where we brought in a technology called microservices. So here what happens? We have multiple servers running in the background, where our background team, Hari was there, and Lakshmikant was there. I think he will be joining very shortly. So these backend team, they started working on that. They started developing these servers where it can take the load. So there is a server for security, for authorization. There is a server for users. There is a server to support functionalities like email, messages, notifications, and all those things. And then on the top of that, we have load balancers where request comes. Our load balancers will be made scalable on multiple systems. It will start distributing the load. So more the users come, it is capable of taking the load. And horizontal scaling is possible. We will spin more and more VMs as the load increases. So this is how we adopted the technology of microservices. And one big thing what we were missing in our old application was we did not have big data. There was an RDBMS that was a very robust and very strong, but it will not help in social media applications like what we wanted to have in Sevenchats. So we brought in big data. And that big data, the data inside that is supported through a new technology called GraphQL. Without GraphQL, we will not be able to extract the data from the database. So stuff like that. So we had layer above layer. We have this backend servers, we have the front-end servers, we have the middle layers, and then we have the big data in the backend. So this technology is designed for horizontal scaling. Now, we are very happy that as the load increases, only Javed sir has to invest money in purchasing more and more servers. It gets added to our data center, and it will be able to take multiple requests and respond to those requests. That is how the journey started after that, and we had a wonderful team who worked day and night. We have Riaz, who is a very dedicated person on the front end. He spent day and nights along with Abhinav. And in the back end we have Hari, Lakshmikant, and we had our architect Ravi, and then we had Nazir running behind everyone, testing and looking for bugs and things, stuff like that. And then Vishnu, who's supported Nazir and all those things, started writing scripts, putting load and showing it to us. Look, here this service has gone down because of this load. This service has gone down. Okay, there is something called those characters which are not supposed to be allowed inside, they will go and corrupt the data. So block this data. So layer above layer, we went on adding. And today, we are proud to have a very robust and stable application. And this application is sitting on something called Kubernetes. There are so many various tools where we can have, there is Docker Compose, there is Kubernetes, so many tools which we have implemented in our infrastructure. And we got a very beautiful cloud provider who is one of the Asia's largest cloud provider. On him, he's provided us the data center. So there we have all our applications set up there, and we have also planned for redundancy. And also we have a cluster system in the background wherein the fault tolerant is possible. Whenever any server goes down, so it is distributed. Another server will take that load. Till the time we restore back the server, our application is up and running. It is not going to come down. So that is how this journey has started, and it is still a long way to go. As the marketing happens, as more and more users comes in, we will be looking at the latest technology that is there in the market. We will be trying to implement it, and so many things are still there. We are looking for vulnerabilities. We have teams who's checking for vulnerabilities, and we are paying for them. We approached so many colleges, and we told them, look, we have something called bug bounty. Am I right in pronouncing the word, Nazir?
Yeah.
It is bug bounty, right?
Exactly.
Okay, because in the last program somebody had mentioned it as big bounty. But meaning wise it is still correct because there is a big reward behind that.
Exactly.
So that is the reason I'm just trying to be more sure that I'm pronouncing the word correctly. So in this bug bounty contest, what happened was we went to few colleges, very famous colleges in Bangalore, and these colleges will have lot of skill set among those students. You know, one of the very big social media app, very big, very famous. I know what is there in all of your mind. When I say very big social media app and very famous, I know what is there in your minds. He launched the first application in a university. He went and launched his application in a university. And when he was asked, why are you launching it in a university? He says, here are the guys who are students who wants to do something. They are the brilliant minds. They possess the skill set. So they are the ones who will first tell me whether my application is stable or not. And today it is very famous application. So the same idea we discussed and we had it on mind. So Javed sir said, okay, let us go to colleges. So we went to one of the colleges, and when we conducted this program, big bug bounty. So what happened was there were so many students who came forward and they found bugs in our application. They said, look, there is a vulnerability here. Look, there is some issue here. And they pointed it to us. And we have rewarded them, back to them. So this is how we still have a long way to go. We have to take this forward. We have to take it among masses. We have to take it in college students. And most of the groups the age groups who use social media will be somewhere between. No, everyone uses that. Actually, Nazir says his father is sitting in Assam, remote village, he uses social media. So as the people are getting educated, even remote places, they have started using this social media. So that is what, there is a long journey to go, and so we need help from all of you. So once again, I thank all of you on behalf of entire Sevenchats team. So probably I think after me, Madam, if you can, I have one more colleague of mine, Riyaz. You can introduce him to him. So probably he will talk about the flow. So till that time we will keep you engaged, and it will take some more time for our chief guest to arrive. They are just making arrangements for that. Yeah, sure. Okay, here.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆವೆನ್ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇದು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎನಿವೇಸ್ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್ ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಾರೈಸೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಸೀಂ ಸರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆವೆನ್ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದ ದಾರಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಎನಿವೇಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಭರತನಾಟ್ಯ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಪವಿತ್ರನ ನಾನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಪವಿತ್ರ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎಸ್, ಪವಿತ್ರನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ Sevenchats app. ಅವರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಬಟ್ dance is very beautiful.
I mean, dance is her passion.
Yes.
And profession is an engineer. She's one of our engineers at Sevenchats. So we appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pavitra. So,
Can you explain, if you already done, what was it, the theme or can you explain?
On top.
So what I did was a Pushpanjali. It is done to welcome everybody to the function which we are doing. So it is actually inviting and praying the Lord Ganesha, because we start everything with Ganesha's prayer here. So that is what is a Pushpanjali, and also we welcome every audience and we pray to the God and our Guru in this dance. So here I pray to Sayed Sir. He's one of my Guru, and Sevenchats has given me all space to continue dance and even work there. They actually give me a half an hour early leave from the office because I have to go to dance class. I'm actually preparing for my Vidvat, which is the final level. And this time, whatever they're giving is very precious. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mosam sir. Thank you, Sayed sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪವಿತ್ರ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ನೀವು ವಿದ್ವಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ವರ್ಕಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಮ್ಮ Sevenchats ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತವರು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 100% ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಯದ್ ಸರ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎನಿವೇಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಈಗ ರಿಯಾಜ್ ಅವರು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ. ಸೊ Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Riyaz is an engineer. He's the technical lead, and he will walk through the application, the general functionality of the application. And if any questions, feel free. Anyone technical who would like to have. Okay, one is basically our app is available on iOS, Android, and on the web. These are three separate applications, sort of developed in three separate languages, and he'll walk through some of the functionality and so on. So if anyone has a technical question, he'll be happy to answer. Please go ahead.
Welcome to everyone. Hope my voice is clear. No, I'm fine with this. So, let me talk about Sevenchats, the functionality about Sevenchats. It is similar to any other social media application, but what is the unique feature here will be more explained by our CEO and directors, Sayed Sir. I will just briefly walk you through the application's functionalities what we have in Sevenchats. So let me start with the sign up page. Whenever we go to sevenchats.com, we'll end up to login page, and we do sign up usually. Sign up will ask for the mobile authentication, or we have to register with either email address or mobile. So it is a similar feature like any other application. Basically, what we do is um, we verify. User has to, in any application you go, user has to verify their email address or mobile number. Similarly, the same functionality we have. So sign up, we first do the sign up, then we go to login. After login, we connect with friends. So Sevenchats has the users. Uh, with them we can connect. Once you connect with the friends, then you can chat with them. Yeah. First thing after login, what you do is you search for the friends, and then you you connect with them, and you start the communication process. So you will be creating posts. Yeah. The I have talked about the connections, friends. We can send the friends. We can accept the friend request. We can reject the friend request, and we can chat with the friends. Yeah. First is the posts. We have 7 types of posts in our application, similar to any other application. We know about the application, so I don't want to go into more details about it. The other functionality we have is the chats and groups that also we know. Next thing is the news. We are loading news in our application from a third-party API. I don't want to go into much details about it, but yeah, we have a news page where we can go and read the news daily wise. So apart from this, we have favorite website functionality. What it does is it will load the Sevenchats preferred websites. Basically, we can go and look in the favorite website page. Apart from that, we have notifications. The user is trying to send request to user A, and user B will get a notification from where he can go to friends page and he can accept the friend request. So we know about this functionality, yeah, but still we have that in our application. Apart from that, we have a settings page where users' personal details can be updated. We also have preferences, show to public, not show to public, and also you want to receive the portal notification or the email, can be done by just updating settings. Apart from that, we have a unique feature which scans our application with the other social media companies. About that, it is nothing but rewards. More about this, our director will be telling about this functionality. So yeah. So apart from these, yeah, I think covered all the functionalities here. This is all about Sevenchats application. If anyone has questions here, can ask.
I have a question for Mr. Tyler. Is he here? Hello.
Okay, thank you very much.
So thank you so much everybody. So ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಎಲ್ಲರತ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಮೆಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಾಯಿಸೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವಿವಾಗ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ತಡ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ನ ನಾವು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಈಗ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಫೌಂಡರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಸೈಯದ್ ಜಾವಿದ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಅವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸೋಣ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಕ್ಷಮೆಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವರು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಯೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಉಮೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ನೀವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ಗೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಪಟ್ಟೆ. ಸೊ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆವೆನ್ ಚಾಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಫೌಂಡರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಸೈಯದ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸರ್.
Friends, guests, family. Friends, family, guests, and everyone, thank you for joining us on this day. It's been a long time. It's been a dream for me and my family, and well wishers too. It's been a dream for quite a few years now, and like we already Wasim bhai was saying, this has been going on for over 3.5 years now, but the actual development has been for a year and a half. After the redesign effort, it's been a year and a half. Now about myself, briefly about myself. I'm a Bangalorean, school, college, career, everything from Bangalore. Started my career with HCL Bangalore back Jan 3rd, 1985 as a programmer. So it's 37 years now in the IT industry. And been moved to United States June, July of 1992. So I've been there in the US for 30 years now. We are all US citizens, but we have our OCA card, so it gives us the flexibility to travel and also to do business and other investments. It gives us flexibility. So we are not treated as foreigners, we are treated as Indians in all respects, except for a few areas which we cannot do. I'm not going to go into which areas I cannot involve. One of the areas is politics, obviously. I cannot get involved in politics. I don't plan to anyway. So background, and then in the US for 30 years, and then back to Sevenchats. Briefly, like I said, the thought has been there for a long time, maybe 7-8 years, but then did not start the development until 3.5 years back. So now we are here ready for the launch. And I'm sure everyone's question would be, why another app? We have so many social media apps right now, and then what are the chances? Why another app? I'm sure all of us here, whether you're a journalist or a family, obviously the biggest critic of this project has been my family, obviously. Like, it's very important that you have critics. You do not want all S men or S women that's guaranteed failure. So family has been a critic, and I'm sure everyone here will also have the same question: why another app? Why another social media app? And especially when you're talking about Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and so many other, these are big giants, very, very big giants. And it's not easy if someone is going to, planning to compete against them. It is not easy. So I think if you take a poll, 95% of the people will say, Sevenchats doesn't have a chance because of the established giants. So let me first talk to you about first the similarities. Then I will talk to you about where we are not similar. And after that, I will have a Q&A session. Actually, it would have been a horror if the chief guest was here, but due to other commitments, he's not able to join us. We are still getting information that he'll be able to join. But in the meantime, let's complete all this, and when he comes, it will be a pleasure. We'll just brief him about this thing and have the sort of virtual ribbon cutting start for the app. So in the meantime, like I said, similarities, where we are different, and then we'll have a Q&A session, and we'll take a break for lunch. And after lunch, obviously, if anyone here would like to have a one-to-one with me, I'm open to that. So please hold on your questions for the Q&A session. I'm sure you all have a lot of questions. Okay. Starting with first one, if I'm going fast, please stop me, because sometimes I get a little excited. My space becomes a little faster. One. And my English also, 30 years in the US, is not completely Indianized, neither is totally American also, so it's somewhere in between. So I hope you all can understand my English. Okay, yeah. Umesh says they can understand, he can understand my English, so I guess everyone else can understand it. Okay. Similarities. The functionality that we have on the platform is all the users are used to similar. For example, chat, send, receive, adding audio, video, attachments, and so on and so forth. A lot of things that we are used to, like inviting a friend, groups, making groups, and so on. A lot of this. I'll not go into the functionality because we are all of us here are social media users, some platform or the other. So similarity, but also some things are not all the functionality that you find in the social media. For example, audio video calls. Audio video calls are not there, so we'll have that probably in the future versions. We'll add audio video calls and so, other functionalities. Short video, for example, we don't have that, but definitely have that on the list of functionality to be added as we progress in our journey from today onwards. Functionality, nothing new, nothing great. Now, back to the old question: why should a user use Sevenchats when the functionality is same? What's special? What's different? Okay. Now, 4 or 5 areas where we are trying to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. One, being a US citizen, being in 30 years in the United States, I could have launched this from the US. Okay, it would have costed me a little more. Yes, to hire the engineers, it would have definitely costed me more. But I would have had more control being in the US because family is all there and so on. But I thought, let's anywhere in the world in the IT, in my experience, worked not just in the US alone, but I've also gone to South America, Europe, North America, and so many countries. Wherever you go in IT, you find only Indians. 70, 80% are all Indians. But then, if you look at the apps that are available, they're all coming from US primarily and also from China. Okay. Can anyone give me names of an Indian app started in India but is there throughout the world? A lot of them are there in India, yes, no doubt about that. But I'm talking about Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, TikTok, and so many things are there. First of all, Is everyone able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
At the back?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Okay. Because here I'm getting this thing, whether this is working or this is working, I'm not really sure. A little bit confusing to me. Okay. So back to the same, launch. All of us are used to, be getting apps from outside the country, whether it is other platforms. Another feature that we are going to have is we are going to have public service links. Okay. So right now we have 4 categories: central government, state government, local government, and NGOs. Okay, what we are doing is basically for the users, you do not know whether the site that you are going to, let's say you want to renew your passport or you want to renew your Aadhaar card or enter this information. You do not know it's a real site or it's a fake site. Just capturing your data and using your selling the data and so on. Especially your credit card or your Aadhaar card number. These are not very confidential information. So we are going to provide links because we are going to test the links and the user cannot add. It's only the administrator, Sevenchats administrator will add these links. So we can provide them the information slowly over a period of time. Right now, if you go and see, there's not too much, but over a period of time, we can provide these links where the user is comfortable saying that if there is a link, yes, it's a genuine link, it's not a fake link. So 3 or 4 things. More importantly, all of us are social media users, or some from the other. I'd just like to know how many years have you all been using social media? Doesn't matter which platform. How many years you have been using? Let me start here from my younger brother Jawad. How long have you been using that?
Well, it was a year of 10 to 15 years plus.
10 plus. Yeah. Okay. Behind my sister Mutara, how long have you been using any social media? 10 plus. Next row behind Atif.
10 plus.
10 plus. Yes, please behind.
Same.
10 plus. 10 plus. Last row. How many years you have been using? I'm sorry.
10 plus.
10 plus years. Okay, so let's start from the back. Back row, middle. 10 plus. Middle row.
15 plus.
15 plus. And here, the television crew, camera crew.
From 2004.
2004. 18 years. Okay, anyone here? Okay, let's start first. I'm sorry? 15 plus. Second row? 10, 15 plus. The back, Naseem? 7 plus. I'm sorry? 10 plus. Row behind? 7 plus. So what I see here is, we are all social media users. Some platforms we have been using for 5, 8, 10, 15 years for a long time. And then there also, we have different levels of activity. Someone like me, I'm creating a social media app, but I'm the least active on social media. So if you go look at my one of the social media, the same contacts, I might have the least. Not a friendly guy. Okay, so I'm sure there are other people who have got hundreds and thousands of links. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Please. Okay. So we are all, like I said, different levels of participation in the social media. From like me, maybe 1% to someone like probably Nazir here, he has got 5,000 or so. That's probably 100% utilization of the platform. Okay, so somewhere between 1 and 100. Now, next question to everyone is: has anyone received coffee or voucher from any of these platforms? Okay, let me start with my other sister here. Have you received a coffee or voucher? No, you have not received it. Next row at the back. Anyone receiving coffee, voucher, or anything from the platforms? No. From the platform, please. Any hands up? If you have received from any of the platforms, either a voucher or a gift or a coffee or anyone. Surprise. All of us have been using these apps for so long and we have not received anything. Okay. Yeah. Next question. What are these platforms worth? Can you hear me with this one?
Yeah.
You can hear me with this one. Thank you. What are these platform's worth? Anyone would like to guess? I'll take this hands here. Anyone worth? Let's take the Facebook. How much is Facebook worth? Anyone? Guess? Yes, please. Guess to me. Yes. I've got millions of dollars here. Anyone? Billions of dollars. Okay, I've got billions of dollars here. Anyone? Yes. 20 billion. Okay. Anyone? Okay. One question is the number of users, and then okay. In social media, the worth is always on the number of users. Okay. Let's say you have one user. I guess it's as good as you close shop. It's not worth anything. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Facebook, which has got around 3 billion plus users internationally, around 500 million users plus something like that among all those platforms, just India alone. And these are worth, I had 15, 20 billion and so on. I think they're worth around, if you go to their capitalization as of today, close to worth around 500 billion, if you look at their capitalization. Now, good for the social media companies. Very good. Next question to anyone here. Okay, here's the platform. Here's the platform, the social software platform. Here's on the 3 billion or whatever is the number of users depending on the platform. Here's the users here. Okay, let's remove all the users. We just have the platform here. What is this platform worth? Let's start here. What is the platform worth if you remove all the users?
Zero.
What?
Because it's not getting used, so there's no.
Anyone? Why the platform or any social media platform is not worth if you remove all the users?
Can't sell ads.
I'm sorry?
Can't sell ads to anyone.
Right. Anyone like to add something to that?
Basically, if there is a user of bulk of user in the Facebook and other social media, so whenever any vendor running any kind of ads, that's got monetizing between the, among the users. So that's why it is need of user to run applications.
Anyone else would like to add?
Social media means users. Users are the part of social media. Like driving a car without a driver.
No, but there are automated cars right now.
Yeah.
Tesla. They are on trial. It's working. Yeah. Tesla and others. Okay. So we all agree that these platforms are not worth without the users. Now, where we are going to make one of the difference, like I talked about the dissimilarities or where the difference, I talked about 4 or 5 things. Now, the main thing that we are going to offer to all the users, okay, there will be some limits, there will be some criteria. You have to meet the criteria. We are going to offer, once the users meet certain criteria, we are going to offer shares in Sevenchats, free to the users. There's no cost. So basically it is their time spent. So we think, okay, there are two kinds of people. Normal human nature. One, you get something free, someone like me will not say no to something free. And there are something other people will say, I don't have the time for all that. It's not worth what he's giving me. Okay. All of us are credit card users. Has anyone said no to the points that you get from the credit cards and all these things? Has anyone said no? Why? Why no? Why is anyone saying no to? Why is anyone not saying no to the points?
Free is always acceptable.
It's free and can be redeemed.
Exactly. And you use that for something else. Okay? It's just free. It's not costing you anything. Same here. Okay? It is not costing you anything. No cost to the user. Okay? Provided you meet the criteria. You cannot tell me, Sevenchats here, I've created a user, give me my shares. No, you will not. You will not get shares. like I said, you have to meet criteria. You'll have the 4 different levels: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and depending on the number of points that which category you fall in, you'll get n number of shares. Now, coming back to the points, how do you earn the points? How do you earn points? There are around 8 or 10 areas in the app where you earn points. One is number of friends, family in your circle. So someone like me, if I have, I think I have 50 on my social media site, 50, I don't think I'll get any. Someone like Nazir, who's got 5,000 plus, probably he'll be on the top. So, but the average user, has around 400, 500 users, links in his friends and family. So you'll probably definitely fall somewhere in between. So what we are looking for is people to start using the app and get their friends also involved so that everyone benefits. So it's not like just one person benefiting, everyone's going to benefit. So one area is where you can earn points is circle, friends, family circle, number of friends and family in the circle. There's also other areas where amount of time you spend on the app, that's one area. And also if you make a suggestion, if there is a problem or if you make a suggestion from the user, we'll give some points to say, because we are also looking at suggestions, because we want to make this user friendly, we want to be comfortable. Obviously, like I said earlier, we don't have all the features to start with. Audio, video, which I talked about, short videos, which I talked about. And anything else that the user thinks, oh, something was wrong with the app itself, in the software, in the platform, there was something wrong, there was a bug, it crashed, or something like, language, for example, we will have, right now to start with, we have Kannada and English, but we will add languages, should take time for us to add. The way we have designed it is, if you want to add a language, let's say tomorrow we Tamil or Malayalam or something like that, it will take us not more than a day to add a language. So it's very simple, that's how it has been designed. So now, basically we'll have a language, one of the, this is, I was talking about feedback, points feedback. So if someone makes suggestions as far as the thing is concerned, any suggestion, any bug spawn, you get points. So there are 8 or 10 areas that you can earn points. So these points will be accumulated, and like I said, we'll have 4 different categories where you can earn, and depending on the category, when we go IPO, when the company goes IPO, now when, I do not know, but when you go IPO, all those people who have met the basic criteria, reached the threshold, will get shares in the company. Take a break, 1 or 2 minutes break, and then now I'll have questions from
What is the revenue model?
I'm sorry?
What is the revenue
Yes, good question. The revenue here is purely for advertisers. So once the platform has n number of users, that's where for social media, most of the revenue, majority of the revenue is from advertisement. And where we have on our platforms for the advertisers to come, and the advertisers, we have various filtration methods where they can reach the audience that they are trying to attract. It could be a city, or it could be a age group, or it could be an income group. So many different things. We have various different levels where the marketers can meet their audience. So the answer is revenue is only from advertisement, no other place.
And the stock options you're offering,
Yes,
is it to users?
only to the users. All users, we are talking about India right now. All users in India, irrespective. Like I said, as long as you meet the threshold, the minimum. Someone like me, obviously, don't have a chance of getting a single share in the company. When I say someone like me, means what I mean is, if you're not active, socially active. Yes. Questions? More questions? before our guest, I think our chief guest should be here around 1 o'clock also, 1 p.m. So we're getting to 12:45. Yes, please.
So are you vying to be another Zuckerberg from Dino? Are you vying to be another Zuckerberg from Dino?
Plan is to compete with the existing platforms. Now, the success or failure is depend on the users. I do not have control. But yes, we are planning to compete with the existing platforms, social media platforms. Yes, Mike. Singer, Nazir, can you have a mic, sir? Hari, do we have a mic for this?
You were talking about the innovative step which you have taken, and that the user will get shares. So is it one-time activity or multiple times?
It's one time at the IPO time, but in future we'll have some kind of milestone. Could be, let's say, quarterly or half yearly. That we'll have to plan later. But initial will be at the time of IPO.
Okay, talking about a number of shares, what is the criteria? Now, if you're talking of shares, it will be in the terms of
Correct.
numbers.
Yeah, it will be huge numbers. It will be between the total outstanding shares, 20 to 30% will be reserved for the users. 20 to 30% of the total outstanding shares at the time of IPO. So that we divided by the users.
Divided
To the users, yes. To the users. So 20 to 30%.
Talking about IPO, you're going for IPO or
This is down the line. It is down the line, not right now. But we have to basically stabilize the application, build the application, get the users. We have a long way to go as far as the IPO is concerned. If you ask me, can you give us a date? I do not have a date or appointment right now.
I'm talking about this, privacy of data privacy. Is there any, just I want to know, is there any, scope to use this blockchain? Because it cannot be hacked. If I'm right, you can correct me on that. So, is there any scope for usage of blockchain so that your data remains private or safe?
We have a lot of security features built into the app, but no one can guarantee that it is hack-free. No platform, no software, no company can guarantee that it is hack-free. But we have put in place security to our best to start with, and as we grow, obviously, as we come to know more about the different threats from outside, we will do our best to secure the data that we have.
But you are admitting that the data is not safe by any means.
No company can guarantee that it is hack-free. I have my DevOps engineer who's come up. I think maybe he'll be able to answer that question. Please.
So we have adopted few technologies, but at this point of time we want to make it confidential because you know the kind of hacking and the kind of vulnerabilities that are there. So we have adopted the best of the technology to secure the data. So the particular technology what we have used at this point of time, we don't want to reveal it because it is passing through a lot of security tests. We have security experts who are working to check if any of the ports are vulnerable or how secure is our data. So the testing is happening simultaneously in the background. So we don't want to reveal at this point of time whether we are using blockchain or whether some other technology is in place at this point of time. And this is protocol that we don't want to break as per the advice of Ravi, who is our chief architect.
But we are, from our side, we are doing our best.
Our best, yeah. So one of the technology is the blockchain, which
No social media has never tried blockchain, but because this is a very good technology, because we have not found any instances of hacking.
here two
and all
things.
this.
Yeah, I got your point. Here two things are there. One is a user profile security. See, take for example, when a user is allowed to sign up, he puts in his private data, he puts in his mobile number, and he puts in his email ID. So these are all private. We want it to be secure. We don't want any breach of policy here. So here we have segregated where the data has to be encrypted, and look, you want to post something which should be exposed to the world, so there is no point in putting encryption here. The more and more we go for bigger encryptions, it puts the load on all our servers, and the more the speed is affected, and it passes through. We want it to have a smooth flow. So we have segregated the data where we want to implement all the rules, and we have segregated the data where it should be exposed to the outside world. So these are the two different.
You're just telling you're going through the security. You've still not cleared the security.
We have. So this is not that it's end of the road. Nobody can claim no, our data is completely secure. No, nothing is going to happen. You know, recently what happened? There were millions and millions and millions of hits that came to one of the websites, and the app went down. We are reading it daily in the newspaper. No one can claim, look, that is the reason, you know. There are a lot of companies who reward those people who point out the vulnerabilities. They reward them. There are so many big giants. If you look at the other social media apps who are very famous, they have a massive infrastructure, and they have the best of the skill sets working on them. But still they are vulnerable. So immediately what they do, they focus on that area and they try to put in back the policies that were, ignored and things like that. Every layer, every application will pass through so many layers. So what actually happens is this process is continuous. I cannot claim, okay, look, my application is stable, so there is no more security testing that should. It's not like that. Take for example, at some point of time, one of our backend developers or one of our infrastructure, he will open some port for some access. Some access has to be given, some data has to be put in through the backend. What happens? We have opened a port. Now, has it followed all the rules? Has it gone through the policy? Is it according to the standards? So what happens is that becomes vulnerable. Immediately the security, the testing that happens from the background will point out the vulnerability, and immediately we will try to focus on that, and we will impose all those rules what we are supposed to impose. So this is a continuous process.
Mr. Naveen bhai, one question for you. Regarding the license, to start this social media, you have got the Indian license, or you have brought it from the American license? And how easy was it for you to start?
Yes, see, Sevenchats is basically a primarily US company, and Sevenchats India is a subsidiary of the US company. And obviously, we had to go through like any startup registration, that, and so on. We leave that to the accountants and to the law people. Yes, it did take us some time to get through all those red tape. Yeah. But I guess everyone has to. We didn't have any problems. It did take time. We got through all the necessary permissions and so on. And also about the rewards, we have a trademark and approval from the trademark department for that. So in case someone they cannot copy this particular rewards that we have, cannot be used by anyone else because we have a trademark on that.
Khalid,
Yes, please.
Khalid, you interestingly, you touched upon the issue of politics, that you cannot do politics. That's quite understandable.
Yes.
But nowadays, if you see the social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, they're all left biased.
Yes.
So how do you ensure that your platform is not hijacked by any ideology, or even if one ideology has hijacked, will there be any semblance of balance in your platform?
Yeah.
Adding to that, will you monitor the post?
Yes. Yeah. In the sense, our monitoring would be the users would be giving us the feedback. we ourselves are not going to monitor who's doing what. No, that's not the platform's position. But when the user of the government tells us, authorities tell us this particular user or the group is violating the government's policy and our own policies, we will definitely take action to one, give them a warning, and also we can close down their accounts. So yes, we will do our best to monitor. We want this to be a friendly, family friendly, at the same not being hijacked, to your question, not being hijacked by one group or the other. And we will do our best. And I cannot guarantee that it will not happen, but over a period of time, once you become aware that this is going on, because definitely in the beginning when you sign up, you will sign up saying that all these kind of activities will not be done here, or will not promote our platform.
Will you
What
monitor
kind
the
of
community guidelines?
We'll put that on the receipt that the user has to sign up. These are the guidelines that we are going to follow. That's it. And also, one of the guidelines is for the social media by the government of India. That will also be there. That link will also be there.
You're very much silent on the investment aspect. We just want to know what size of investment you have made in this.
Yeah. Over a 3.5 year period, obviously, right now we have got around 20-25 engineers, and Bangalore is one of the most expensive places. I guess, yes, it's been a huge investment, and right now it is my family's money, my money and my family's money. I do not have any partners, do not have any startup loans or financial backing from anyone right now. So it's just me as of today. Now going forward, I cannot tell you what will happen because depending on how we grow, depending on our needs and so on, I might have to go for funding. But that is future. As of today, the investment has been huge. We are talking about crores of rupees. Take 25 engineers itself, their salaries for 25 engineers. Okay, we have a mix of both freshers, mid-level, high-level, and so on. But still, Bangalore IT engineers are not cheap.
Huge investment in terms of numbers,
Numbers,
because that
numbers.
only will
Four
make
figure number or 5 figure
that
number?
only makes the headline.
It's in
You can
crores.
say a huge investment.
Yes, it's in crores and crores.
4 figure crores
No,
or 5
please tell us the figure. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any headline or any news.
About 4 figure crores or 5 figure.
Probably upwards of 10 crores at least. Upwards of 10.
I think let's give a fair chance to others. Narayan will hop the limelight.
No, I'm welcome to come back to Narayan or anyone else, please. Yes, let's go to the left side here. Question.
I'd like to understand what is the Sevenchats? That's just the name of your company, and would you have a separate name for this app?
No, Sevenchats is the name of the company and also the app.
Okay, what is it signify?
Signifies one, it says chat. Primarily it's a social media chat application. And to 7, if you see 7, I think in most of the religions and culture, 7 has a different meaning altogether. 7 heavens, 7 seas, 7 this, 7 that. I think if you go on Google and search on 7, probably you get hundreds of things. So what we are looking at is people should be able to remember 7 chats. It's just from that point, nothing else.
Also, what qualifies the user for these rewards, and what are these rewards going to be?
One qualification, primary qualifications need to be 18 plus.
She's talking about how you.
So age is one. Other than that, no qualification.
No.
It's open.
Yeah, but all users will get some reward, you said?
Provided you meet the
Criteria.
minimum criteria.
What is that?
What is that is, we'll put that on the same. Let me just give an example. Let's say totally from all your friends, your circle, that's the main place where you accumulate points. Let's say you have around 500, 500 into 100 users. Each user, let's say, you get 100 points, which will be 100 points. And then 500 to 100, we're talking about 50,000 points. Okay, now take 50,000 points, you could probably be in the middle, either the silver or gold level, and then you'll get a number of shares. Then
That's when you go for IPO.
that's the shares is only at the time of IPO. But before that, you can see your progression, how many points you have accumulated, and it will also give you a breakdown about where you have earned these points. For contacts, friends contacts, 5,000. From your other the same activity on the platform, points. So you have a total on your main page, landing page. You will always see your total points, and you click on that. You go to the points page. That will give you a breakdown about how you have earned the points.
Okay, can you also tell what the platform it's built? Your app is built?
Yes, it's available on 3 platforms: iOS, that is Apple products, and Android, and on the web. And these can be downloaded. They are available right now on the Apple Store, Android Store. On the web, it is www.sevenchats.com. And these have been developed in 3 separate languages. They are not. It's not a hybrid common thing. So it's 3 separate languages. So we have teams dedicated only for those front ends. That's why we have our 2025, because there's front-end developers, mid-layer developers, back-end developers, testing team, and so on.
You said you approximately invested some 10 crore upwards. Now, would you also look at some further investment outsiders, like going for some venture capital?
If as we grow, if we need the money, and if I cannot, the family does not give me any more money.
See the need of it, right?
If I see the need, yes, definitely.
Khadija,
yes,
just I want to know which kind, is it a micro blog or it's like Facebook, Metaverse? What is it? Sevenchats.
so functionality similar to Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and other social media. So functionality
Not like Twitter, not like Twitter.
it has got one of the posts, we call it as a chirpy, very similar to Twitter.
Basically, it is like Metaverse. No, you have to be clear about
Yeah,
it.
it is, it is. Yes.
Have you been linked with any other social media apps?
We do not have any investments, any links with any company, any media, non-media, any company. We do not have. It's purely a standalone Sevenchats by itself. Right now, in India, I think there are around 500 million social media users, 500 million. So, and we are looking at if we can get gradually 5, 10, 15 as we grow, if we can meet every single person. So that's our target, but over a period of time. That's where we are going to make sure that the platform that we have developed is a stable platform, and add the functionality that the users are looking at. So yes, we are looking at every single social media user. To answer the question, every single social media user in India, we are looking at their journals.
Distribution of shares, distribution of shares, the user has to, wait until you go for IPO.
That's right. That's right.
It will be a very long time.
So please, now it's the journalists here who have to put in the news and say, here's the same app. We have our chief guest coming.
Please,
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡಿರಿ. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರಾಮಲಿಂಗ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಮಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳು ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ, ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಸರ್. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸರ್ ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ನಾವು ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಸೊ Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ನ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಸಮಯ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ರಾಮಲಿಂಗ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಯಿಂದನೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರಾಮಲಿಂಗ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಅಮೃತ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಯದ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ರು. Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರ ಬಾಯಿಂದಲೇ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮತ್ತು ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗಿದೆ Sevenchats. ಜಾವೇದ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ತಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಸಮಯದಿಂದ ಇದು ಹೊಸ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ವಿಚಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಮಗೇನು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಟ್ವಿಟರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇದೀವಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಾವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಟ್ವಿಟರು, ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ 15 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬರೀ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಒಂದು 40-50 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ಇತ್ತು ಟಿ ವಿಗಳು, ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಬೇಕಾಷ್ಟು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ. ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೊಸ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೊಸ ಆ್ಯಪು ಯಾರು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಹೊಸ ಆ್ಯಪಿಂದ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗಿ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಜಾವೀದ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಪ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೌಂಡರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಸೈಯದ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
As I was talking to the same earlier, so the difference in this app, Sevenchats, and the other apps, I'll not talk about the similarity. They are all same. They are all social media application. One thing that we are going to make a difference is that we are going to give rewards to all the users of this platform. So rewards in the form of shares from the company, which no one is giving right now. No kind of rewarding. People have not even got coffee from Facebook and other platforms also. So here we are, for all the users in India, we are going to give them share, provided they meet a certain criteria. There's some benchmark. It's not you just open an account and then you get shares. No, you have to meet certain criteria, and everyone in India, irrespective of 18 and above, will be given shares. That's where we are making a difference. And that's our main difference here. And so we'll continue with the question and answers after this. But I just want to thank the chief guest, Mr. Ramalika Reddy, for coming and hosting he's a very, very busy man. Everyone knows that, one of the busiest person here, because they have other so many important. He just came back from Delhi this morning, sir. Yesterday. Okay, yesterday evening or this morning, come back from Delhi. Only to, because he had promised us that he will come this morning to inaugurate the same. And really appreciate, sir, you are taking the time to come and launch the Thank you very much. We'll like to join the chief guest along with everyone. Let's have a lunch. This is lunch time. And then after that, we'll continue with the question and answers. Sir, thank you very much. Sir, please join us for our lunch, sir, and then we can. Oh.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತನ್ನ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಗೌರವ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಯಾರು Sevenchats ಆಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರೋ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಾರೈಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ.
Mas, तुम्हें भी आओ अभी ना कौन है
Chandrika is what she is thinking is
go and put the picture with him waiting yes क्या को कौन करो दोनों को सर को ले ले वो ले कौन तो भी जो क्या ask him to come to the left zoom in on the left yes little to the left कैसे भी तुम लोग अगर सेंटर में आया तो और थोड़ा तुम भी जब सर इस एग्जैक्टली ये इसमें आओ सेंटर पे क्रॉस पे हाँ जूम रुको नेक्स्ट जल्दी आओ
He'll be free after some time. It will go up to 10 rupees per photo. And take wipe out his feet.
फोटो
Okay, 10 rupees के कितना है?
कमा लेंगे जब काफी सारा पैसा
हाँ.
बाद में 10 रुपए लगता है इसके वास्ते
हाँ, बाद में 10 रुपए लगेगा.
मास्क तुम्हें इतना बड़े प्लस ये ले लिया साइज फुल हो गया
मास्क खड़ा है थोड़ा पीछे आ रहे नहीं आएगा उसमें
अभी पीछे गए थोड़ा सा
सीरियस
अब क्लोजर रहेगा.
क्या
अभी हेवी फ्रेम में ठीक है?
माँ जरा पैंट नीचे करो स्माइल हाँ you can picture now funny video